Hey everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. So, last time I did Shrunken Ted, and at a yard sale I found this little tiki cup here, and I thought it would be really fun to make a tiki mask for Shrunken Ted, so let's try it. In order to succeed in this project, I need to have a really good sketch that I can sculpt from. So I looked at a whole bunch of tiki images and references and kind of found this design that I really liked. And I want to have multiple layers to this thing and some colors. And so I'm sketching out the initial concept. And then once I've got this little sketch done, I'll go and refine this thing. But first, I need to figure out how big it needs to be. So I think it ended up being about 5 1/4. And this will give me kind of some measurements to figure out what I want. I redrew it really clean, and then I was going to just trace it, and I thought, you know what, I'll just take in the computer, take this 1/2, flip it, I'll trim off that piece, merge them together, print it out, and then once I print it out, I have a really nice pattern that I can work from. So this actually worked out great for me. So I'm just cutting out the pattern. I'll take my X-Acto knife here, I'll cut out all the negative portions on the inside, and this is looking really cool. I'm kind of sizing it up. I'm not sure about the mouth. I think it might be a little big, but I'll just deal with that as I go through the project. I laid out these 2 pieces of polystyrene and kind of rolled it so I have an even thickness on my clay. And this will be useful as we go through this project. So I'm kind of cutting out the outline, and then I will go through and do the same thing for the inside. I'll cut out all the little negative pieces, the eyes, the mouth, and so forth. Then once I got all that cut out, I got to figure out how to actually transfer this. There's a lot of uncertainty in this project. I don't know. I thought maybe I'll try this toothpick. So I'm just going to go for it. And so I start scribing over the whole thing. The thing is I can't tell exactly where I've been. So I thought maybe a pencil would be better. So I was using this little mechanical pencil, but the point was so fine that it kept poking holes into the paper. So I thought, I'm just going to go back to the toothpick. Here's a little time lapse of just working through this. And it is transferring, so I just have to keep looking to see where I was, and I got the full thing transferred. Now, I don't know exactly what to do. I've never really sculpted wood before, but I feel like this is kind of the same concept. So I thought to myself, it's probably going to be just taking my X-Acto knife and cutting away negative. So at this point, I'm kind of just sitting here thinking, I don't know what exactly to do. So I'm thinking, I'm going to put the blade in at like a 45-degree angle. So as I cut, I'm cutting almost like a little V shape. That's my thought. So here's the first line that I'm cutting. And then I'll go through the top here. I'm just kind of carefully pulling this. And we'll see if I can just pick this out. And it seems like this may actually work. And right off the bat, I'm going, wow, this is kind of cool. Like I said, I've never really done any wood sculpting. So I think I have a little bit of flexibility because this is clay. So if I do cut away too much, I can put some back. And I can kind of smooth things out. So here I am just kind of cutting away some of the eye. And it's kind of cool to see this coming together and these negative spaces taking shape. I'm really enjoying this. As I'm working, I'm also thinking about the depth. You can see here I'm kind of cutting this eye so it will be a little bit lower. Some of the other pieces will be raised, kind of like a relief. And the angle sometimes for cutting is a little weird, so I was switching to my left hand, and I'm not ambidextrous, but just kind of slowly and carefully cutting away seemed to work. And then I'm able to take some sculpting tools and kind of sculpt out and smooth things out. Now, I'm not worried about super details just yet because that's going to come a little bit later. And this is something I'm learning about sculpting is I'm super impatient and I want to rush and get into all the details, but I need to take it slow and kind of just slowly work the sculpture itself. You'll see I kind of contradict myself because, again, this is just kind of how I like to work. I am sculpting out some teeth. Again, I'm trying to get dimensions, so some pieces are raised up, some pieces are lower. Sculpting out the teeth themselves. Now, again, I'm just blocking stuff out. So as I'm cutting this out, I'm looking at these teeth, I'm going, it doesn't look really great. But I have to keep telling myself we're just blocking out now. We'll be able to come in and clean up these teeth just by taking some sculpting tools and reshaping them and reforming them. So I have to keep telling myself to not rush. But then I found this guitar string and I was like, ooh, I want to try this. And I'm starting to put detail in, and you can see I'm not even finished with the upper left-hand corner. But this guitar string is too short, so it's kind of hard to hold on to, and I'm not loving the control of that, so I need to figure out something for that. Toothpicks also work great for doing some nice simple scribing. And then once I've got some nice lines scribed, I'll take my X-Acto knife and I'll come back and carefully at a 45-degree angle cut some pieces out. And right now I'm kind of just blocking out the overall shape, getting all the cuts, and then I'll come back in and start sculpting and smoothing everything out. I found the tip of this mechanical pencil made some really nice holes there. And then this old crusty brush, I was able to scratch and scribe some lines. And I'm trying to get some really cool wood texture, so when I paint that, that comes through and looks really cool. That guitar string, I thought, what if I taped it onto a paintbrush handle, and it gave me a lot more control. And this is kind of a fun thing I found about sculptors is they build a lot of their own tools. So at this point, I'm sitting here going, I have no clue how I'm going to bake this thing. Like, I'm so stressed, and it's on my mind the whole time. And I thought, I can't cook it on Shrunken Ted because he's already painting stuff. So I hunted all around. I was looking at tubes and glass jars, and then I was like, ooh, looked in the pantry, and I found these metal cans, and I was like, that looks like it's about the right size. And you can see I'm trying to squish the mouth up a little bit. But I wasn't 100% sure, so I thought, let me just double check. So I took some wire and I bent it around. And then I took some tape and I went ahead and taped it on the front piece there. And I did a piece on the left side, the right side. Got it all taped on. And I pulled that off. And then I was able to take the Shrunken Ted sculpture and kind of lay it on there and see. And I think this shape is going to work. So I went ahead and got it where I wanted, baked it. And after it was baked, I was like, the mouth, it was just too open, too long. So I went ahead and I just cut this. Now, this is kind of scary once you're done, but it's something that had to be done. I cut that at an angle because I want the mouth to actually kick back a little bit and maybe tuck under the chin. And so it has a little bit better shape. You can see that shape there. And it's still too long. I'd already cut a little piece out. I'm going to cut out some more just to tighten all that up. Then I'm just going to take some super glue and I'm going to get it on both ends. Now this, I do have a kicker. It's a super glue accelerator, except I had to have my two hands to hold this. So I just had to hold it for like 30 seconds. And then once it finally got to about where it was, I went ahead and sprayed it really quick. You can see I've got a couple gaps there, but that's all right. I'm going to take my Magic Sculpt. It's just an epoxy resin. It's a 2-part, mix it. I like to fold it about 30 times, and then it works as just like a clay that hardens without having to bake it. So I'm going to kind of sculpt all this in, blend it all out. You'll never even know it was there. Then I went and painted it this brown because I want the brown to be the base, as if it was like a piece of old tiki wood. I don't know if tiki wood is a thing, but it sounds good. And now I'm starting to apply the color. This is kind of where everything comes to life. When I spray painted it brown, the texture in the thing was just so beautiful. And so I started putting some orange down, dry brushing all the high spots. And then the orange, it was pretty translucent or transparent, so I had to do multiple layers. For the teeth, I mixed in some white, and you can see a little bit of brown, and then I got a little bit of that darker brown, and I'm kind of just doing a gradation, playing with this teal. That's the same teal that he used on the Shrunken Ted. So I thought this might be nice to tie all those colors together. And again, just kind of dry brushing. You can see those little wood grain textures. It's so nice. This is really fun. This is kind of where it's come together. Painting out the eye here. And I'm looking at these color schemes, and I think I want to introduce one additional color. I like the orange, the blue, but right down here and maybe up in here, there's too much blue there. I think I want to separate that out. So I got this kind of burgundy color, And I'm going to lay it down. If I don't like it, I can repaint it. But as soon as I put it down, I was like, that's beautiful. That is really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and paint over that blue area, and I'll get all that painted in. At this point, I am feeling pretty good. Like, overall, it's really come together. I think there's a couple of additional little touches that I want to do. I found this at a yard sale. It was actually in a free bin, and those shells are kind of cool. And I saw some tiki masks have like little strings hanging off of them. And so I thought it might be kind of cool to tie some of that twine and make some little just accessories hanging off the side of the mask. So I was just kind of testing this out to see if that would work. I think I like that. I went ahead and put some straps on the back so I could tie it around the head, and then put the little seashells on there and frayed the edges. And I think it's a really nice touch. I like it. All right, there was a lot of uncertainty on this project, but there was also a lot of just growth and learning how to just work through a problem and figure it out. And I think the end result turned out pretty cool. So let's go tie it on to Shrunken Ted to do some turnaround shots. And as always, it's a great day to be a toy nerd. Have a great one.